An age-old question which is often asked as a riddle is, which came first, the chicken or the egg? If you say chicken, then the question arises as to which egg came out first, and if you say egg, then the question arises as to which chicken laid the first egg. And by the way, perhaps the most controversial question about eggs is whether the egg is vegetarian or non-vegetarian. Let us answer these questions in today's video. What is the secret of this egg? It was about 150 million years ago. Dinosaurs ruled the earth. Small dinosaurs, big dinosaurs, running dinosaurs, flying dinosaurs was the time when, due to evolution, the size of some dinosaurs started getting smaller and the evolution of birds began. The first birds emerged around this time, and evolution doesn't happen in one direction. Evolution can happen in any direction. Where it fits, some dinosaurs evolved into more fearsome dinosaurs like the T-Rex, and some dinosaurs became smaller and evolved into birds. This is why it is said that chickens and dinosaurs had a common ancestor today. In fact, the closest living relative of the T-Rex dinosaur is the chicken and ostrich of today. Seeing an ostrich up close gives a lot of dinosaur vibes. For this reason, all other dinosaurs used to lay eggs like ostriches and chickens. In fact, dinosaurs used to lay eggs even before birds evolved, 375 million years ago. When this animal named Tiktaalik rosei came from the sea to live on land, it also used to lay eggs, but the eggs laid by it did not look like the eggs of today's hens. Imagine here. The eggs laid by fish do not have any outer shell. This animal must also lay similar eggs. So if you talk about chicken eggs which have a hard outer membrane, a shell, their evolution actually happened around 300 million years ago. And if we compare these eggs with chicken eggs, then the evolution of chicken happened only 3,500 years ago. You heard it right, around 10,500 BC people started farming in Southeast Asia. A lot of grains like rice and millet started being grown. Seeing this, an animal living in the nearby forest got very attracted. This animal was a wild red jungle fowl which looked quite similar to a chicken, but the difference was that it lived in the forests of Southeast Asia. When humans started farming, it started living near human farms. Because of food, and around this time, humans started domesticating it. Due to this domestication, after a few thousands of years, it evolved and it became today's chicken. This species of jungle fowl is still alive, so if you roam around in the jungles of Southeast Asia, you can still find it. But if you compare it side by side with the chicken, you will definitely see some differences. This is the scientific name of the species of jungle fowl. The scientific name of Gallus gallus, and a common hen is Gallus gallus domesticus. The eggs here are 300 million years old and the hen is 3,500 years old. So the eggs came much earlier than the hen, but you will say that those 300 million year old eggs were not laid by any hen. So the next question arises here, that the hen came first or the hen's egg. A chicken has evolved from a wild red jungle fowl. This wild red jungle fowl must have evolved from some other animal. We name that animal proto-chicken, that is the animal before chicken. So there must have been a point of time when two proto-chicken snakes must have mated with each other. Genetic mutations must have been observed during reproduction, and due to this an egg was formed from which the first true red jungle fowl must have emerged. Is an egg vegetarian or non-vegetarian? Some people will say that the answer is obvious. There is life in an egg. A child comes out of an egg, so obviously an egg is a non-vegetarian thing. But the thing is that there are two types of eggs, friends. The first is haploid eggs. Those eggs which are fertilized where only female sex cells are present. A child can never come out of these eggs. The second is diploid eggs which come out after mating. Here the male cells fertilize the female sex cells and a child comes out of them, and we often associate this process of fertilization with reproduction. But do you know that there are many plant and animal species that can produce a child even without fertilization? This is called parthenogenesis, and in these cases an unfertilized egg can also give birth to a new life. A new baby can be formed. We get to see this in plant species like pineapple and banana plants, and in animals like lizards, zebras, sharks and rattlesnakes. We can see this parthenogenesis. This word comes from the words parthanos plus genesis, which means virgin plus creation. Virgin creation is taking place in an unfertilized egg embryo developing without sperm. So the question arises here, that can parthenogenesis be seen in chickens? The straight answer is no. A fertilized hen's egg can never give birth to a child, and most of the eggs that we eat are unfertilized, friends. Some of you might think that sometimes when I eat an egg, I saw a spot of blood in it. Does this mean that it is fertilized? There is no need to worry about it because it is not so. When a hen lays an egg, some small blood vessels near her ovaries often burst. If there is a rupture, 1 or 2 drops of blood come from there. Those of you who eat eggs regularly must have noticed a trace of blood. Now you don't have to worry that a baby might come out of those eggs. Talking about question, now you must have understood that eggs can be vegetarian as well as non-vegetarian. But most of the eggs that we eat are fertilized, so they are vegetarian. Because there is neither any meat in these eggs nor can any life be born from them. These eggs can be compared to milk. Overall, egg is a very nutritious food actually. It has a high amount of protein. It is full of a lot of nutrients like vitamin B12, B2, B5, vitamin A, vitamin D, selenium, calcium, iron, potassium, zinc, manganese, vitamin E and antioxidants. These eggs are a good source to fight problems like malnutrition. Now some eggs are brown, some are white, and people think that brown eggs are healthier than white eggs because brown bread is healthier than white bread. But actually this is not the case with eggs. The color difference between brown and white is due to the breed of the hen. Which breed of hen is laying that egg, and nutritionally both brown and white eggs are very similar to each other. That today hens lay about 200 to 300 eggs in a year, but their ancestors, the red jungle fowl, lay only 10 to 15 eggs. How has this happened in a year? Which force came here from the side of evolution due to which the hens evolved in such a way that they lay more eggs? The answer to this is, friends, that natural selection has no role here. Evolution has happened here due to artificial selection, due to interference of humans. Humans did selective breeding. Chickens. Thousands of years ago, a human must have observed that this hen was laying more eggs, so he selectively mated that hen with a rooster. They produced a child who could lay more eggs. Then the same was done in the next generation. This thing kept getting repeated again and again. And again, artificial selection kept happening on behalf of humans, that today the situation has come that a hen is laying 200 to 300 eggs in a year. Many people will find this intervention of humans unnatural. But humans also do this artificial selection in cows and buffaloes. The cows which give more milk are artificially bred. Farmers or some other hereditary traits which seem more beneficial are selected and bred by the farmers so that they can be seen more in the coming generations. Friends, humans have not only bred animals in this way but have also bred plants. Through artificial selection, all these vegetables like broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage have actually come from the wild mustard plant. Thousands of years later, 7,000 years ago, if you plucked a banana from the banana tree and ate it, firstly you would have found it smaller in size, and secondly, when you peeled a banana and ate it, you would have seen many black seeds in the middle of the banana. There were so many seeds in the middle of the banana that it becomes difficult to eat it. Compare it with today's pomegranate, which you can see in the photo how the bananas of that time looked like. When humans started artificial breeding of bananas, they chose fruits that had fewer seeds. After repeated selections over thousands of years, these seeds have now disappeared and we can eat these large yellow bananas that do not have any seeds. Agriculture was an unnatural thing in itself when humans started farming. 12,000 years ago was the time when agriculture started. Before that, humans lived only in a hunter-gatherer lifestyle, i.e., living in forests, killing and eating small animals or plucking fruits from trees. Yuval Noah Harari tells in his book Sapiens that 10,000 years ago, wheat was just a wild grass that was found in some regions of the Middle East. But within a few thousand years, this wheat crop spread so much in the world that today this wheat occupies 2.25 million square kilometers of the Earth's surface. Homo erectus lived comfortably for 20 years without agriculture, and when the domestication of wheat started in 8000 BC, Homo sapiens too had lived comfortably for about 2 years without agriculture, but in the pursuit of wheat, we cut down trees and started agriculture. We cleared fields because wheat did not like too many stones and pebbles. We pulled out various weeds because wheat did not like them. We brought buckets of water from the rivers for agriculture because wheat needed a lot of water. To grow wheat, we used new techniques to keep insects away because wheat does not like insects. Natural insecticides were first used about 4,500 years ago by the Sumerians, who used sulfur compounds to keep insects away during farming. Yuval Noah Harari says in his book that when humans started domesticating wheat, wheat actually domesticated humans because humans changed their entire life. Now another question arises in the process of farming.